come to a coffee with? First of all, what's your order?
Just a hot chocolate. I'm not a coffee man, so a hot chocolate with, I think. Not a coffee with.
Yeah, like I said, you're not too far. I know a lot of lads are massive into the coffee.
Yeah.
You're one of them that's not so much.
I think that might be showing my immaturity.
Yeah. Well, we had Luke Molyneux here last time. You had a bottle of water, so it's not,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, well, Moles is picky anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. So we've got you here after training. What's a typical afternoon look like for you?
So obviously train in the morning. On a Monday, do a bit of gym as well. Have lunch, and then just chill out. Might do a school run. Pick my little brother up every now and then. Yeah, do some stretching. Look after the body. Really, nothing too strenuous because it's all about being ready for the next day and then preparing for the weekend.
You mentioned your little brother there. I know you do spend a lot of time. And what's it like going at Schoolgate now? Have you got your Rovers gear on at times?
His friends love it. Obviously, a lot of them come to the game, which is good. A lot of them come as season ticket holders and come a lot. So yeah, they all. I think not just him, but a lot of the kids buzz off it, and I think it's a good. He loves it because he's like, oh, my big brother's coming to pick me up today. So yeah, it's good. It's nice for him.
And you like being that kind of he looks up to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just like being his older brother.
Yeah.
And then probably end up on the street playing football with him for a couple of hours after school.
Any good? Is he going to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, he's good. Plays for the same Sunday League team I used to play for, Spockborough Crusaders. But he's a righty. He's not like me and my dad, so he might be a different type of player. Yeah.
Wonder how that happens. If you followed in your dad's footsteps as a lefty.
I don't know. It must be. I don't know. Maybe because when he looks at us, obviously it's his right hand side when he's looking. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Is it all football for him as well then?
Yeah, he loves it. Every day out playing. Loves scoring goals. Obsessed at the minute with taking corners. Jay, my corners today were good. I was like, oh, nice one, mate. Brilliant. So yeah, he loves it.
If you've got a full day to yourself, what would you typically do with that? Is that still chilling, or have you got?
Yeah, I'd probably go into the gym, do some recovery, maybe go in the pool, sauna, do some stretching, and then see where the day takes me. Might end up doing some shopping or whatever. I don't know. I don't really have many plans. Just go with whatever's happening. Some of my mates might message me saying, "Do you want to go for a walk?" or "Do you want to go to the driving range?" or "Do you want to go to the shops?" Yeah, just down to do whatever really.
Bit of golf then.
Yeah, bit of golf.
Get out on the golf course.
It's brightening up now, isn't it? So,
yes, yeah.
It's normally me, PK, and Ted. Sarbs might come down every now and then. But he's more of a mini golf player, and then we like the driving range and that, so it's good.
Yeah. You seem to have got a good sort of friendship with Ted, while he's been up here.
Yeah, well, we played together at Burton Albion. Was under 15s, under 16s, so we knew each other from then, and then just obviously got along quite well again when he come in, room together. So yeah, it's all right.
We've talked about it before in terms of the course you did and the media stuff and that. You found anything to fill that time with now that you've finished with that?
Not really, because that's what used to take up a lot of my spare time after training and stuff. And I haven't really. I think this year has been a big year for me focusing on just football, especially since coming into the team and being kind of like a mainstay, like playing a lot of games. It's been more of making sure I'm right every week for football. But I think as I get more used to that, going forward, I will look to fill that with something. Try do something else more productive. I'd like to do something like giving back to people, whether it's coaching or doing something with the community, something like that. So I like working with people, not just working on my own. That's better, to be honest, I think.
Has that been a big important thing for you then, the kind of doing everything you can to really take this opportunity that you've had this season and keep hold of it?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously trying to stay as ready as can be and as fit as I can be. Obviously I know I've had a couple of niggles this year. But you have to do all the little percentages, they all add up, all the little 1%, whether it's on a day off going to do stretching instead of just laying in bed an extra hour or going in the pool. I think they're the things that you have to do. And I think I have quite a good example set by Woody and Ando. Obviously, they're further on in their careers than me, and they continue to do all them things, especially Woody's had such a long career. I think it extends your longevity if you look after yourself, so the more you look after yourself, the longer you'll play at a decent level as well. So yeah, that's what you have to do, I think.
I say Woody will be looking at it to try and, as you say, keep winning as long as possible, but it has got its, you know, while you're young, it can take those steps now rather than it being towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they always say like you have to look after your body as best you can, because obviously at a young age you can go out, you can go play a full round of golf on a Friday and be fine the next day for the game, but it's not a good thing to do as your career goes on, and you need to get into that routine and into that mindset of, look, I need to look after myself, I need to prepare and get ready for the games, which is the most important things.
You had that kind of less than conventional route to where you are now. You know, you're dropping out of the kind of professional game and and back in and back out. Has that given you a greater appreciation for what you've got right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was playing Sunday League 5 years ago, Liam, like playing for Wickersley Youth. Just after I finished year 11, so I didn't get a scholar anywhere. I was just back playing Sunday League. So yeah, like I can still remember that as clear as the day. Do you know what I mean? So to be where I am now is like amazing compared to that. Obviously, and that's such a short space of time. Like I went from playing Sunday League to a year later signing for Coventry City in the Championship, and I couldn't really believe it. And then 2 years later, making my professional men's debut in Ireland, and then a year later signing here and now I've played 30 games this season. It's like, so it's gone quite quick. So sometimes it is nice to step back and look at it, but you don't want to let it get to you too much. You just want to continue worrying about the next game and worry about the here and now, I think, rather than looking even further ahead. Just worry about here and now. Appreciate where you've come from and what it's took to get here. So I think obviously everyone's journey prepares them for life, no matter what it is, any walk of life, whether it's, I don't know, whether you're working in a shop or working on the railway. Some of my friends work on the railway, some of my friends are plumbers, engineers, barbers. I think everything prepares you for what you need to do. So I think everything's led to this moment, really.
Yeah. And do you feel that kind of journey, as you say, everything prepares you for where you're at, but that journey, it meant that when you did get that opportunity, that you were really ready for it. You got so much experience of different things as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still young, but you know, you're ready for it.
Yeah, I think I'd experienced a lot of highs, a lot of lows and a few highs in such a short space of time that he almost like sped up my maturity level. Like that come from playing men's football at 16, and then obviously I've been rejected so many times as a kid by numerous clubs, not getting a YT anywhere. Not really playing. I wasn't playing full-time football until I was 17. So it's all them little steps, them little setbacks, but they make you stronger, especially mentally. That's a big thing now, especially for young kids. You see it so much, like they get distraught when they have one setback. It's all about the next thing, like what can you do to come back from that setback? What can you do to make it better? And I think that's for everything in life, not just football. Setback. Obviously, everyone has setbacks in life, day-to-day life or in their work. So it's just about how you can bounce back from them setbacks.
What were some of the reasons that you were getting for not getting these YTs and things like that?
I was quite small.
Small?
Yeah. Just before, when I had my scholarship decision at Burton, I was just before I turned, so it was Christmas time, just before I turned 16, and I didn't grow until that summer. I was small, I was like 5'7", 5'6", and then I grew loads that summer. Which was like no one really expected, because obviously I'm a lot taller than my dad. And then I just think I matured a lot. I think that helped me mature a lot in a space of time. And I was a completely different player. Like I was a kid that wanted to be a winger, but I was playing full back, not really enjoying my football, trying to do my own thing and that. And I think when you have a setback, it kind of makes you realise, look, I've got to make the best of what I've got. I'm not a winger, I'm not a flashy winger. I can't do what Moles does, I can't do what Gibbo does. But I can do the best of what my abilities are and what I'm good at. And I can't do a step over like Moles, but Moles can't head it like me. And different things like that. So you have to make the best use of what you've got, of your ability, and then just see where it takes you.
I think that's why you've got that ability on the ball though as well, that you played in a different position, but up until fairly recently in your life.
I think so, yeah. I think I didn't play centre half until I was 18, so like a lot of my time was spent more attacking than defending, and then also I went to full back. But probably like as a kid, all I wanted to do was tricks, step overs, dribble, pass the ball to everyone. So I think that's probably where it comes from. Like I wasn't a centre half from young, where it was just all about defending and clearing it and heading it. That came more later on. So yeah, it's probably helped a lot, definitely.
What was it like then being thrust back in at left back?
I know,
the other week.
It was good. It was good. It was a bit of a throwback. Felt a bit like Dan Burn being out there. The lad said it was like a tree being at left back. It was good. Obviously, I didn't probably get as forward as much as Jack and Maxi do, but I just thought, just do the basics, support Gibbo, let him get forward as much as he wants to, and then I'll just back him up and do the defending side of it. So I enjoyed it. It was good.
The kind of the setbacks that you had, how were you around them? Did you let it get to, I know you said everything kind of happened so quickly, almost that you didn't get time to dwell on the setbacks too much, but how did you take those at the time?
I think obviously being young, it's different. You don't really understand the world, you don't understand how it works, you think everything's on a perfect plan. So I think for a couple of days, weeks, not weeks, probably a couple of days to a week, I was quite upset. I think as well, being a lad, being a lad at that age, it's all about like being like the who are you at school and that, and having to go into school and my mates being like, oh, what happened, and having to tell them you got released and that. It's a bit like it knocks your pride a bit at a young age. So yeah, I think it affects you a bit, but then you just get on with it. Then, do you know what I mean? I think I just thought, look, I'm not going to scholar anywhere. I'll enjoy my summer. I think I went to Leeds Fest with my friends, which I wouldn't have got to have done, and just enjoyed my life a bit. And I think that then helped football as well, because I was a lot more relaxed with it. I thought, I've had this setback now, so you can't really get much worse. So I just was then back to enjoying my football really, which was even better for me.
I think that's going to, you'll have plenty of advice to pass on to others as they're coming up, those that are a bit younger than you. Yeah,
definitely. I think because I've gone through quite a bit at a young age and experienced quite a lot of things, and obviously been playing a lot now at a young age, and having learned from a lot of people older than me, a lot of experienced players, I think that I have quite a bit of knowledge, and I like to help out the young lads. Like, you hear of it every now and then, like players don't speak to young lads, or they don't even call them by the name or whatever, but I just think that's a load of rubbish. Like, everyone was young at some point. We were all 16, 17, 18, all made mistakes. So it's just about supporting them and helping them out as much as you can.
You think captaincy might be in your future somewhere? You had an armband the other week, didn't you, when Bales come off?
I hope so. I'd like to think so. It's not up to me really, is it?
But you feel like you've got that in you? I
think so, yeah.
Sort of thing, yeah.
I think so. I think I'd change a bit from what I am now. Yeah. I think I'd become maybe a bit more, even more of a leader than what I am now. Because obviously we have Woody and Bales and stuff like that. But yeah, I think so. I think I got it in me.
Good people to learn off anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Particularly Woody. I mean, you've touched on it.
Definitely, yeah.
Kind of how he looks after himself.
Yeah, Woody's such a good captain. Like, he's a proper skipper. And Bales is the same. But there's been like such a change in Bales as a skipper from last year to this year. I think it's just about taking on that responsibility. Yeah. And I think I've stepped up a bit in maturity as well this year. Obviously, we've got quite a young team this year. Obviously, me and Joe at the back, I think we've stepped up a bit in responsibility-wise as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, maybe.
What does it feel like anything's clicked for you? Obviously, last season, you came in, you signed, and then we had that fantastic run towards the end of the season, and Woody and Ando were doing so well. So opportunities for you are difficult to come by, but you took the opportunity this season. Does it feel like anything's clicked, or were you just kind of waiting for that opening to come?
Do you know what? I don't know. A lot of people have said to me, a lot of the boys and a lot of people around me have said to me they can see a big difference in me from last year to this year, and I can't really name a point or what changed. I think it might have been more of a realisation over the summer of I'm not like when I signed, I'm not the main man. Like I'm not got a spot. No one has a spot. I think that's a big motto that the gaffer put forward before the season finished. No one has a spot. Like no one's coming back in pre-season, definitely playing. So I think it was just more the work I put in the off season, getting as fit as I could, putting in a lot of football sessions, working a lot on just me as a player, defending on the ball, and then coming in and showing it and being more focused and more driven, taking on board what people say, listening and putting it all into practice. I think that's what's helped a lot. I think taking advice, listening to it and then putting it into practice, not just thinking that, oh, I can do me, I'll just play my game. I think it's more of working on yourself every day and learning every day and then using that.
That everyday thing is massive, and particularly how competitive this squad is.
Yeah, I think especially when you get a long week of training, when you don't have a Tuesday game, any little bits of information you can take and then apply it is massive, because them little things could be the difference between conceding a goal and not conceding a goal. I think concentration as well this year, probably, like growing up a bit, just learning to be fully concentrated throughout a game, and concentrating on just doing the basics well before trying to do something that's not in the playbook for a centre half. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but I've enjoyed it.
It's massive, isn't it? That concentration factor, no more so than as a defender, as a goalkeeper, whatever. That thing, when a mistake can be so costly. Other players higher up pitch can probably get away with it a little bit more, but
yeah, I think like obviously some things you do can be high risk, but if you make a mistake, it's in the back of your net, and then the concentration thing, you could switch off and your runners off you. Especially in this league with how fast turnovers are and how physical games are and direct teams are, you have to always be concentrated. So I think it's a massive thing, especially because we've got quite a young back four and a young team. I think we've done it quite well this year. I think we've been like that, and it's just about carrying it on now.
How big has that partnership between you and Joseph been?
Yeah, massive. We didn't. I don't think last year. I don't think we played together. When I played with Bales and Woody as at centre half, and then obviously we didn't even play together in pre-season, I don't think. And then the first game was Carabao Cup, and it went well. And then I think we just learnt each other as the season's gone on. Learnt each other's strengths and weaknesses, what he can do, and then I can support him, and what can I do when he can support me. And I think it's just about that. Just you have to, as a partnership, everyone on the pitch, you have to know what each other are good at and what you can do to help him, what he might not be so good at, and what he can do to help you then support you. It's all about different partnerships and helping each other, and I think it's worked really well. I think we've worked really well together, and I think I've got a good partnership with Vando as well. When we played together, like we played together a lot in pre-season. Obviously played it together against Port Vale, against Gillingham, and I think we have a really good partnership and understand each other quite well, which I think a lot of the boys do. I'll be honest, a lot of the boys will have good partnerships, but yeah, I think me and Joe have quite a good one.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's been a massive part of this team, hasn't it? People coming in and just working well. We saw it recently with the back four. And a completely new back four put together in a matter of hours, and the connection between them were really good.
Yeah, I think that comes from like off the field as well. Like we're such a close group off the field that helps, and it shows on the pitch because there's not one like. So for example, obviously Nico done brilliant first game back in ages, and he had Bales next to him, but if they hadn't spoke off the pitch for ages, and then because Nico hadn't played and Bales hadn't played, they wouldn't really know each other. But because Nico and Bales get along off the pitch, everyone gets along off the pitch. He gets along with Moles, he gets along with Charlie, with Brody. It helps them through the game because they know what he's like as a person, they know what he's like in training, and it helps everyone. And Nico, I've just used Nico as an example, but that goes for everyone on the pitch. Everyone knows each other because there's no groups, there's no little cliques in training. We're all together as a team, which I think is really important.
So an underrated factor, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's underrated, but I think it's really important to have a good group because you can get one bad egg and it spoils the whole camp. And I think we don't have any of that this year, and we've got such a good group, which helps.
it might seem like a daft question, really, but how big has your dad been, you know, for you and where you're at now?
Yeah, massive. Like I was saying about off-season, like he was massive in off-season this year. I did obviously a lot of work with him, like on the ball, physically as well. And then we go through a lot of my games together. We speak about football a lot, watch football together all the time, speak about his games, my games. So I think he's been massive. And then obviously as a kid, it was always football, watching him play. So I think that's a massive part and a massive contribution to me being where I am now.
You're doing well. Management at the minute?
Yeah, doing well. They won 7-0 at the weekend, 7-0. Which is that's a big win. That
absolutely. What were you like? Were you kind of when you were going through, you know, that uncertainty, you kind of your early teenage years, you know, and not getting the YT?
I think he just supported me.
Yeah.
Just said, don't worry about it. Just on to the next now. It's always been like that as a kid. I think it's the same for my brother and sister. Like any setback, just on to the next. There's nothing. Once it happens, what can you do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like you're not going to change anyone's mind. You can't change what's already happened. So you may as well keep going, and you may as well get on to the next thing and try to do your best at that. Yeah. That's always been the same thing in my house. Just always on to the next.
Yeah. Somebody you looked up to a lot, and you know the way your little brother's probably looking up to you. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I looked up to him the way my brother looked up to me, because obviously Seb comes to a lot of my games, and then as a kid I went to all my dad's games. So I think being immersed in it and seeing it every week is such a big thing for a kid, and it really helps you.
So what's it like having a dad as a professional footballer?
It was good as a kid. Yeah. And like, so I back then, like I was going in the changing room with my dad before games. And then the manager would come in and I'd be hiding in the shower and hearing like the manager go mad at players or tactics, whatever. And then hearing all that and seeing all that as a kid, then it kind of prepares you for what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, no real surprises once you get to that stage.
No, like I kind of not heard it all, but seen a lot of it. My dad told me a lot of stories, so I kind of been ready for a lot of things. What's happened?
Yeah. What's life for Jay McGrath been like living in Doncaster over this last year in particular? What's that been like?
It's good. A lot different this year compared to last year when I first come back. Like last year it was more like just being home again, and then this year it's more like being like everywhere I go someone seems to recognise you and see you. And I love that. Like it's brilliant having like kids come up to you say hello. Like I was in Sainsbury's the other week, and there was a mum in there. And she said, "Oh, my son's a massive fan. He's in the car. Can you come say hello?" So like going and saying hello, and just making people's days. Like it's brilliant. So yeah, it's changed quite a bit, but you know, I've not changed anything I do. I'm still me. So if you see me out and about, just say hello, whatever. I'm not really fussed. Just come up and say hello.
Yeah, and all being well, it just gets more and more intense for you in that way, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind it all.
I've asked a few lads who have kind of made the home here, not necessarily from here originally, but what's your favourite thing about Doncaster?
Favourite thing?
I think it's often easier for people from outside to come into somewhere and recognise it. You don't often recognise it yourself about
what's my
where you're
from. Smokies, I like Smokies. Place for food. That's good.
Mall said Urban Burger.
Yeah.
Lakeside, so
Smokies. Probably having all my pals here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, just, I don't know, like, it's always nice to be at home with your mates and with your family. That's probably my favourite thing about Doncaster, being close to my family and friends. Probably that, yeah. And playing for Donny. That's not bad either.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. All these interviews finish in the same way, and it's the question of when all said and done, now you've got a long time left in your playing career, but when it does come to an end, how would you like people to talk about you as a player, as a person? What would you like people to be saying once you finally call it a day?
I don't know, you know. I'd like people to say that he always left it out on pitch. Like, he always gave 100%. He never shied away from a tackle. I'd also like him to say that he was quite hard tackling, and that he was.
Do you like that side of it?
Yeah, I love that.
I
love when I just hit someone and they go flying. It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah. Well, we saw that one when you absolutely poleaxed that.
That is best feeling ever. Yeah. When you get a nice tackle like that, that is up there with top 5 feelings, I think. So probably that, just that he's hard working, leaves it all on the pitch, good leader, and then hopefully they don't forget about that I can also pass the ball as well.
And hopefully that you enjoyed plenty of success with your own club.
Definitely. Hopefully won a lot of trophies for my own town club. That's the plan.
Brilliant, Jay. Thank you very much for that.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.